is Retro Mag. Welcome to a new weekly episode, basically reviewing and looking at retro games, retro systems, and hell, not just retro, but maybe some modern stuff as well. So there's plenty to keep us going. So whether it's PS4, whether it's Nintendo, whether it's Super Nintendo, or whether it's arcade, we'll see what we can do and have a little bit of fun and play a few games as we go. And this week we're going to be looking at this. So brand new, out to the start of this month. So about just under 2 weeks ago it came out. This is the Evercade handheld system by Blaze. Blaze have made handhelds in the past to not great success. They've made various Mega Drive incarnations, some better than others. But this is pretty decent. It's a pretty decent handheld system. So what I'm going to do today is go through the collection that's out currently. I've got most of them. There is one that I'm missing, and they're becoming a bit harder to get hold of as the days and weeks progress, as they're starting to sell out. But the problem we've got is that there's been delays coming over from China, which is where it's manufactured. So the suppliers are struggling to get their hands on it a little bit. So we're not going to do full review because there's plenty of them on YouTube already, some very good ones. Do a bit of a search and you'll be able to find that. We're just going to do a bit of an overview, just as my first episode, to get things started so that we can get the ball rolling. So just a quick look over the box before we move on to the other bits. So as you can see, a very nice little box it is. Very professional. It doesn't look like one of these cheap handhelds that you get, and it's not an expensive handheld, this one. So as you can see, looking at the back there, it is a cartridge based system. All right, it's not many of those about now either. And the screen is 4.3, so it's roughly about the size of a PSP screen for any of you that had a PSP. Comes with one. This is the starter pack, so it comes with one compilation of games, which is the Namco Museum Collection. So here it is. So this is the Namco Museum Collection number 1. All right, so this one comes with 11 games, I think it is. So 11 retro games, including Xavius, Pac-Man, there's Dig Dug on there, there's Mappy, there's Son of Mappy as well, which for any of you that don't recognise that one, that will be because this is the first version in English. It's never released in the West before. So just opening up the box, you've got the cartridge, of course, over here. And each one of them comes with a nice little glossy instruction manual. Do you remember those things? These what instruction manuals used to be back in the old days. So each manual gives you a little bit about the company, and then each page gives you some information on the game itself. So a little bit of history of the games, controls, when they were released, a little story of them themselves. So just flick through that before I move on to the next one. So some of my favourite old games are on here. Of course, you can't beat a bit of Pac-Man. So Galaxian as well, one of the very early Space Invader type games. Battle Cars. Xavius, I remember playing that one back in the 80s as well. That's because I'm old. All right, so just going to go through them very briefly. So this is the first one of the Atari collection. There are two, but this is the first one. You can see this one's got 20 games on it. So these range from 2,600 games to 7,800 games. So the various different Atari machines. So some of them are older than others. So you can see some ones on there like Centipede, some classics. You've got the original Adventure on there as well. Of course, Asteroids is on there. So yeah, some very well-known games. Some obscure ones as well. Ninja Golf. So a bit of a side scroller. You hit the ball and then you have a fight. And then you move on. So we won't play that one today, but just to show you the box there. So next up, we've actually got my favourite one so far out of the ones I've played. So this is the Data East collection. So this one contains 10 games. And as you can see from the little mascot on the front there, Peter Pepper, you've got Burger Time. So some real classics on this one. Burger Time, Bad Dudes. You've got Joel Mac 2. You've got Two Crude Dudes as well. Midnight Resistance, Karate Champ, very popular on that one. So Burger Time, probably my favourite game of all time ever. First played back in about 1983, 1984 on the Commodore 64. I'm not sure if it was the Data East version I played, because there was two versions on the Commodore 64. But I'll put that one on in a bit to just show you some of the screens and how the machine plays. So for you Mega Drive fans out there, you have got the Interplay Collection #1. There are two of these also. So some classics on here, such as Earthworm Jim, Battle Chess, Booger Man, a pick and flick adventure, Clay Fighter, so a little beat 'em up with Claytronics on it there, and Incantation. Don't really know the history of that one, or Titan. So very good one there for the 16-bit era. And then one that just came through the post today, actually. I haven't even opened it as yet. So Arcade Collection #2. So as you can see, still sealed, this one. It's still got the sticker on the back. So I'm going to take the sticker off so that you can see, excuse the noise, so you can see what games are on it. So again, this is Atari #2. Some classics on this one as well, such as Yar's Revenge. Centipede is a 7800 version of Centipede. The other version was the 2600 version. Wizard, Real Sports Tennis, Sprint Master. Millipede on there as well. So any of you Atari fans out there, this would be a perfect one for you guys. Then next up, we've got Namco #2. So again, a bit of a throw to the 16-bit, this one. So this one's got 11 games on it. So Splatterhouse 2 and 3 on there as well. Very good they are. Some early beat-em-up action. We've got Gallagher. So if any of you watched the recent Pixels movie with Adam Sandler, of course that's featured very heavily within that. Pack Attack, a bit of a Tetris clone, but with Pac-Man. Burning Force, we've got Dragon Spirit, very good scrolling shoot 'em up there. Dig Dug 2, of course. So Namco Collection #2. And then these, I think the next lot I haven't opened yet. Again, through the post today, this one. So this one came from Game. So this is the Interplay Collection #2. So this is literally my first look at this one. So Earthworm Jim 2, Clay Fighter 2, so the sequels to the ones on the last one. Prehistoric Man, Claymates, Rad Gravity, and the Brainies. Some great 16-bit action there. So 6 games on that one. And then we have the Mega Cat Collection. Now the Mega Cat Collection, a little bit different, this one, because this Mega Cat are an indie company that actually make new games that are retro games. So these are not old games, these ones. So Coffee Crisis, that one I believe has come out on the Switch and some of the tablet formats. So a little scrolling beat 'em up, that one. You've got Justice Duel, Creepy Brawlers, Super Painter, Tanza. So say very good company, Mega Cats. They're making modern games in the style of retro games. All right. And the next one up is #9. I haven't got #9 actually. This is the Pico Collection. So the Pico Collection has games such as Way the Exploding Fist on it. I haven't managed to get hold of this one just yet. So there'll be a picture coming up on your screen right about now to show you what it looks like and the games that are featured. And then last up, we have the Technos Collection. Again, through the post today, so I haven't had a chance to do anything with this one as yet, still sealed. Now this one looks like it's going to be a good one. So this has got Double Dragon. This has got Double Dragon 2, River City Ransom, Renegade, Super Double Dragon. So this has got some good beaten up action on this one. So Super Spike V-Ball on there as well. Crashing the Boys Street Challenge and Super Dodgeball. So some good fighting action on this one. I think this one's going to probably end up as being one of my favourites. Won't be Burger Time, but it'll be pretty close. So next up, I'm going to show you what the actual system looks like itself. So this is the Evercade handheld. So 4.3 screen. This is the same size screen as a PSP, for any of you that have ever played on the PSP. Traditional D-pad. Of course, you can't have retro games without D-pad. Now, nice little feel to this D-pad. Some of the reviews I've seen, they are saying very similar to a Saturn D-pad. You know, for your 16-bit and 32-bit gamers out there, that should satisfy a few of you. Traditional A, B, X, Y buttons. So, of course, originally by the Super Nintendo with that format. And then you've got Start, Select and Menu over here. Menu used for your save states. You can save and load your save states on that. Looking at the top, you've got shoulder buttons as well. Haven't come across any games that actually use the shoulder buttons yet, but you know, you never know. Of course, you've got your on-off switch. You have got your micro or mini HDMI. Now that will, if you've got the mini HDMI lead, that will go straight into a modern day television straight off the bat, so that you can play your games on TV. And then looking at the bottom, you've got your volume, you've got your headset, and you've got your micro USB. Now, strange to have a micro USB. A lot of things these days have gone USB-C, so this one not quite there. All right, so we're going to play a game. So we're looking at the Data East collection, so one that I showed you before. So this is your cartridge, and it quite simply just slots into the back like so. It's shaped, you can't put it in the wrong way. It's shaped accordingly, or if you're anything like me, you can't get it in at all. There we go. So it slots in easily, nice and snug. So some people have reported that some of the cartridges are tough to get out. I think if you look at some of the reviews on YouTube, some people have mentioned that, so not the case. You can see it's coming out nice and easy, and I think a lot of them are referring to them as the pre-release versions that are having that trouble, and I think they've corrected it for launch. So without further ado, there you go, turn on the switch, and you brought up the traditional Blaze little starting sequence. From what I've seen, they all do the same. Nice little retro little jingle there. So straight into the Data East menu, and all the formats of the cartridges from what I've seen so far take this format, so you can literally just scroll through your games to see what's what. You can see up the top it tells you whether it's 8 or 16-bit. It tells you the year as well, and it also tells you the type of game that it is, so it makes it a little bit easier for you. If there's certain types of games that you prefer over others. So I mentioned this one being my favourite game of all time. So this is the one I am going to have a go on today. So made by Data East in 1982, we have Burger Time. There have been, as I mentioned briefly earlier, there has been more than one version of this game. But this is a port of the arcade version itself. I think from what I've read, this might be the NES port of the arcade version. It's very similar, if not the same, to some of those little micro arcade games that have been released by My Arcade recently. You can see I've got one just over there off the side of the camera. Let's have a little go. So press start, and then button A. So let's get cooking. So right, quick tip on anyone that's not played Burger Time before, always try to go for the top first. It's easier to try and get the burgers at the top. And Peter Pepper, the idea is, of course, he runs round and avoids the sausages, the fried eggs, and later on the gherkins, as he tries to build his burgers, get all the burgers buns to the bottom without being squashed, like maze type levels. You are armed with pepper, so your button will fire your pepper, and of course it's not that easy to talk and play at the same time. So good job, we've got a few peppers, and you'll see every now and again a milkshake or a cup of coffee appear in the middle of the screen, and that replenishes one of your peppers each time you grab that. So there you see an ice cream's appeared there now. The idea is to try and get there before they get to me, and before it disappears. It's not there for long. I missed it, and he got me as a result. There we go. See if I can complete this level before I end this. Got him. How dare he mess with me. I am the king of cooking. And about to die. I'll run out of peppers, look. Used all my peppers, too busy talking, used all my peppers, so that was it, he got me. So not doing very well on this particular go. But we will prevail. Although I've got to now try and do this with no peppers. So I've got to just try and run away. Oh, we might be okay here. Just a quick run along the bottom and the level finished. So there we go. That is burger time. That is the Evercade. And as the weeks go on, just turn that off while I finish. As the weeks go on, I will look to show you more games. Maybe give you a little bit more detail into the games, a little bit more detail into the history of the games, maybe the console themselves. So, you know, we're going to have some fun. And if you like my program, click on the like button below and click on the subscription. And what I would do is I'll put a link to the Evercade website below as well, so that you can have a look at the collection itself. So that you can have a little look, as I said, the Evercade site itself. On the Evercade site, it does link to the stockists. So there's only 4 stockists within the UK for your UK viewers. That's Game, Amazon, Funstock, Retro and Argos. But it is selling out fast. And I think Funstock have got basically backlogged up until the 28th of August before you can get yours. Argos have still got some. Game have still got some, but they are selling out fast. So mention in the comments what you'd like me to look at next. I'm going to try and do various retro things. I've got you know, some Switch games that I would like to show you as well, some old and some new. But yeah, click like, click subscribe, and I will see you next time.